Good morning. Hope you guys had a great week. My week was alright. Today I want to talk to you guys about something dear to me, something close to my heart. It's the first book that ignited my passion for literature, the first book that really made me appreciate and get closer to my mother, because the story, if you're an immigrant, if one of your parents is an immigrant, you will be able to understand it better in a way to feel closer to the text than anyone out there. The book for me is The Color of Water, a black man tribute to his white mother by James McBride. It is bright, you can even see the cover properly. But this book, I read it when I was 16 in my English class in high school. I'm currently 19, it hasn't been that long. But after reading this, I didn't buy it at first. I was still doing it because my teacher all the time asked us to pick a book and read. I picked this book from one of their shelves and I just started reading. After the class was over, I would find myself coming back to my English class asking the teacher if I could borrow the book once more and read. After that, I just kept reading and reading and reading. I read this book so much that my teacher at the time ended up gifting this book to me. They gifted me a book. And ever since then, I've read this book at least 4 times. I know even though it sounds like much, but this is the type of book, at least to me, that will bring you to tears. Right? You won't exactly cry, but you will feel a wave of emotion rising within you. I felt a deep sense of companionship, if I may, a sense of familiarity to the situation. My mother was an immigrant. She came to the US a couple of years ago, and up until recently I got to hear her story and the trials she had to go through, the type of people she met in her life. Some were literally the worst humans I've ever heard. Others were kind to her, and to those that were kind to her, I'm really grateful. And while I was reading this book, there's about a couple dozen pages about the mother of the author, right? Or the author, or the protagonist of the story. And there are so many trials that she has to go through, so many hard things that happen to her. The fact that she has to separate from her parents because she was a white woman and the person that she fell in love with was a black man. And back then, if you know a little bit of our history, white people had a deep-rooted hatred towards people of color. And the fact that she chose her husband over her family to build a life with, and the life was not easy. The life was a really harsh, challenging life. And the story that are in this book of what she went through, it hit close to home, which is why I decided to make this video today, because I feel like if you are a child of an immigrant and they've told you the story before, and you want to have, at least in a way, a deeper understanding to what it was like, or if you would like to know what it's like for other families out there, this book, this book is the one. Of course, this book is not just about the hardship that they had to go through. There are also other parts of the story that are beautiful, especially towards the end, which I will not be spoiling. Actually, it's not just towards the end. There are other parts throughout the story that just shows you what it's like to be an immigrant, right? It doesn't just tell you the bad side of things, it also tells you the good side and the little dull, boring moments that happens in life. It tells you about that. This book to me is like the perfect movie. The movie that you watch only once and don't watch it again. The movie that doesn't matter how many years passed, if someone asks you what's your favorite movie or what's your favorite book, without a doubt, within milliseconds, you'll tell them that is the equivalent to this for me. After my teacher at the time gifted me this book, I just started reading it, reading it, reading it. And one day, I'm not sure if you were able to tell, but the entirety of the first, give or take, 15 pages, I can't even tell because of the sun, are wet. It was raining, it was pouring badly one day in high school, and I had this book in my bag and it got wet. I was genuinely afraid that I would lose a book. That's how much I care for this book. Can you hear that? All the pages are still crisp, but I'm getting sidetracked here. This book is beautiful. It's perfect, in my opinion. And it's not a classic like a book I'm currently reading right now, but it just portrays the life of the average person, the life of the average biracial relationship between a husband and a wife back then. This book, I am really grateful I got to read it. It brought me closer to understanding the pain my mother had to go through and that of other immigrant family out there. And I'm truly, truly grateful that my teacher let me take this book. This book is what started it for me. And if I had to read one book one last time, I would choose this book without a doubt. And if any of you guys would like to give this book a read to see what it's like, to see if you like it, please, I highly recommend you do. Because it will shine a light on things that you weren't particularly aware of because it doesn't affect you. And I seriously hope that if you decide to read this book, you let me know, or it helps you have a better understanding of other people's life. And please treat your book with care. Treat the person next to you with care. Treat that person on the street with care. Be thankful for what you have. Because you never know when you might get taken away. Or be understanding of other people. I'm sorry, I'm getting. But, yeah, The Color of Water by James McBride. The book that I will read over and over again on my deathbed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comments. Subscribe, like, share if you like to. My name is Ivan. Welcome to Books by Ivan. I read books and I talk about them. And today was The Color of Water, the book that started it all. Remember, it's always better to read than not to read. Have a good day and be good people. Bye.